My name's Jenna and I'm with Emerging Destinations. We represent cool companies and cool places. Today you are going to be getting an introduction to the destination of Sierra Leone from Lucinda, who works in the marketing department of the Sierra Leone Tourism Board. So before I hand things over to her and she gives you a little bit of a 101 on the destination, I'm going to take a quick minute to introduce our portfolio to you. So by the looks of it, most of the people here I recognize, so this is not your first Emerging Destinations webinar, but if it is, welcome. Up there on your screen, you can see that is our entire portfolio. Since we're talking about Sierra Leone in West Africa today, I will just introduce very briefly our African portfolio to you. However, if you do have any questions about anything else you see up there on your screen, we do have an extensive portfolio in South America and Europe as well. So I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have about any of those other companies. And I'm noticing now that my email address is cut off from your screen. So it's jenna@emergingdestinations.com. If you do have any questions about any of those companies you see up there on your screen, I'm more than happy to schedule a one-on-one training with you or your team, or answer any questions that you might have. Okay, so starting top left there, we have Adventure Consults. They are Uganda, Rwanda, DMC, so they have offices in both countries. Aero Cruise, which is new to our portfolio, they do charters and private airport meet and greets across Southern Africa, Southern and East Africa, I should say. And Antara Bazarudo Island Resort, which is a resort on Bazarudo Island in Mozambique. Atua NCOP, who have 5 different properties throughout Kenya. Avani Victoria Falls, they are located on the Zambia side of Vic Falls, right next to the Royal Livingston. Eco Training, they have 5 different camps throughout Botswana, 3 in South Africa, and then 1 in Kenya as well. Garanga Safari Co, they have 3 properties throughout South Africa. And the GW Marriott Masai Mara, I think is the last one on there, who has a property in Kenya as well. Oh, my apologies. I forgot about Marasiana. They also have a property in Kenya located just outside of the National Reserve. So if you have any questions about any of those that you see up there on your screen, don't hesitate to reach out. As always, this webinar is being recorded, so if there's any reason that you do miss a part of it, please note that I'll be sending everybody the recording out later this week. Also, you can find all of our previously recorded webinars on our Emerging Destinations YouTube channel and our Emerging Destinations website as well. So if you want to take a peruse through there, catch up on anything that you might have missed over the past months, you can do so at your leisure. And then at the end, we will also be doing a quick Q&A. I myself recently did a trip to Sierra Leone last November, so I'm happy to answer any questions. Unfortunately, Lucinda cannot stick around for that, so hopefully I can answer any questions that you might have at the end of today's webinar. If not, we'll make sure to send the answered questions to you in our webinar follow-up as well. So I think that's everything for me. I will be back jump on again at the end to answer any questions you have, but for now I'm going to hand things over to Lucinda, who's going to give you a bit of a Sierra Leone 101. So over to you, Lucinda.
Hi, Jenna. Thank you for allowing me into this program. I'm Lucinda Kargbo, the marketing manager of the National Tourism Board, and I'm excited to be here to present a little bit about what Sierra Leone is all about, what we're doing, especially in terms of the tourism aspect. I'm here with the lovely Jane and David and Jenna, who are all our representative for the marketing department, of the marketing arm for the US market. So I'm here basically to let you know how beautiful Sierra Leone is, what Sierra Leone has to offer, what we can do, and at the same time, let you understand the reasons why we're promoting the Sierra Leone tourism as an upcoming destination. Sierra Leone is a country that I normally say it's blessed. It's like a melting pot. It has everything you can think of, but even though it is like you cannot find it in a situation where you can compare it with other destinations that are properly tight-knit and complete, but Sierra Leone is like it's thriving. We're going through that phase where we're trying to raise that awareness to let people understand what we do, what we market, what we've been doing. And so far, we've achieved some amount of it because we've had funding from the World Bank, wherein we've developed a marketing and implementation strategy that we've been using to ensure that we put Sierra Leone properly in the map. For instance, we've already devised strategies into having the American markets, the European markets, and getting them on board to devise this strategy so that we can pull off these events for future tourists. So working very hard to ensure this happens, and that's exactly what Jane, David, and Jenna and the team in the US are doing for us. On another note, let me just say a bit about Sierra Leone. For instance, Sierra Leone, it is like a beautiful destination. Sorry about that. It's like something just popped up, but it's a video that can be played later so that you can have a look at it. And Sierra Leone is on the west coast of Africa, and we are surrounded by the Atlantic beach. And then the language that we speak is officially is English, and then we have a religion of which 78.5% are Muslims, 20.4% are Christians, and then 1.1% are traditional African. And our currency is the Sierra Leone leones, and the population is approximately 8 million, though it's growing. And Sierra Leone has a very youthful population, with more or less younger youth generation coming up that are very, very, we're looking at them that it will be positive for them despite whatever reasons that are going on. And then we have the cities. We have Freetown, we have Kenema, we have Bo, Koidu, Makini, Waterloo, Poloko, all of it. We have visa on arrival that immediately you get to Sierra Leone, you'll be able to access this. And then we have flights coming in from the international airport, like Brussels Airlines, Royal Air Maroc, Turkish Airlines, etc. And then sooner or later in June, we were expecting to have the Ethiopian Airlines coming in. And we can also say that to get onto Freetown by boats is one of the easiest means, or ferries. These boats are like water taxis that takes up to between 30 to 40 minutes to get to Freetown. And when you get to Freetown, you have what we call is a visa on arrival, but you have a port of entry that is about $25 for African Union nationals and $80 for others. The $80 is more or less for the visa, and then the $25 is like the airport tax or airport fees. And then 16 countries in total are benefiting from the visa on arrival. And I'm sure it's like when you get there, you'll not be too surprised as to how it will. So people, most of the time, it's like even when we ourselves do travel, we come across a lot of people who have that problem of saying they don't know that they have to pay that kind of amount or something like that. So if you are from one of these countries that is not part of it, like let me say most of the 16 countries, then you're free from that visa fee. We have two seasons, mainly the rainy and the dry season. The rainy season starts in May and then lasts till November. I should put it in that safe zone because by November it is completely dry. Because now due to the climate change, sometimes it's like it rains till October, till the end of October. So I should say between May to November is the rainy season, and then the dry season starts in December to April. And during the dries, it's like you experience something that we call the harmattan, and that is dry wind that blows in from the Sahara Desert, and it can feel a little bit, it's like hot. It's between very hot and humid, and it's a mixture of different temperatures. But sincerely, it's like when you want to travel to Sierra Leone, December to February are basically the best time to visit the country. traveling to Africa, especially, normally you hear people say, yeah, what does it take to get there? How about the health and safety of the country? And of course, we do. Africa has malaria, so definitely you need your vaccines, especially for the malaria treatment, especially again because of the COVID-19, you cannot rule that out. Sierra Leone during the dries, we normally have that kind of weather that is humid, so the dusty, and so you suffer a little bit of slight flus, and also make sure you take your shots before moving in. The currency is the Sierra Leone leones, and that's what we use. And then when you have like $100 bill, is like you almost have something like 19,678 leones. And with that, you can do a lot with that. It's like you can get your daily groceries, you can even pay a hotel bill or something with that. It's like you do a lot with it. So it's like the currency is at a good place for European American citizen that they can expend their money, they'll be able to do. And then Freetown is the capital, and I should say it's the hub that we have everything. Freetown might look a little bit choked up, but that's how it has been. It has been done basically to ensure that the city should have everything it needs. So it's a little bit overcrowded, but there is a lot to see and things to do. For day trips ideas, like from Freetown, for instance, it's like I'm saying this from the tourism aspect, because when you want to travel to Sierra Leone, especially for holidays, Freetown might seem the ideal place where you get everything. Starting for the day trips, you have Takogama, you have Banana Island to visit, you have Bones Island and Tasso Island, you have the Lumley Beach, you have Bue Beach, you have Tuke Beach, you have River Number 2. There are lots of beach along. It's like a 400-kilometer stretch of land. The entire peninsula is all full of beautiful beaches. You have like the Takogama, that's where we have the chimps. And by the way, the chimpanzee is our national animal, and that's what we'll be using as the animal that we use for nationally. And then we get onto Bones Island. Bones Island is like the slave fort that we've for decades before, since 1670 to 1807. Bones Island was the place that was used to transport bearing the sieve. I don't want to use the word sieve, but let me say it's where they sort them out. They can be transported into the different areas. It's like that's the hub for the Atlantic slave trade. That's the final port of call wherein they will be put together and then shipped out either to the Americas, to other parts of Europe. And it takes about 45 minutes by speedboat to get there. When you get to the island, you can actually see the ruins. You'll actually get to see what it's all about, how it looks like, even though it's in ruins, but you can tell the stories because you can still see the bastions. It's like, it has been like a war, like, it's like, I don't know, during those days, it's like infighting because it's like ships do come in to try to infiltrate into the territory. They refuse to have them entered into that particular destination. You can, with the views of seeing the bastions, and you see some signs that there have been series of wars and infighting going on. It's a beautiful island. When you do get there, the history, the story around it will actually give you goosebumps that will bring you to the reality and make you feel as if it is. And then we go on to Tasso Island. Tasso Island is very close to the Bones Island. It's another beautiful island that I should say, when you're there, you get to see a little bit of the village life of the people living around there. And they've created a very good ecotourism spot that you can go and see. And experience their lifestyle. We have the big market to see. It's an 18th century market that visitors will find incredible kind of arts and crafts, wooden carvings, all of our folklores, stories and history, you name it. That's where you get to see, and then you'll understand what the big market is. They call it big market because it's not like the biggest market that you'll find, but it's a very small one that has a lot of stories and interest and curious, and it tells a very big story. That's the whole essence of it being called big market. And also you have to go there and experience as it is. We have unique selling propositions that we have, like the nature, we have a bit of wildlife, we have a bit of everything. It's like a melting pot. In Freetown, especially the city, that's where you get a bit more of what you can see across, because whatever you have to see in Freetown, you go further into the rural areas, you'll see more, like in a bigger and better picture. We have the Leicester Peak, that's the highest point in Freetown. From that view, that's where you get to see the entire city. The scene is like very picturesque. It rises from about 564 meters. And then when you look at it, you actually get to see the entire river estuary. You have to see the Western Area Peninsula from that view. You have to get the city view. You have to get, when you get there, you actually get to experience what we're talking about at the moment. We have Bue Beach. Bue Beach has an hidden secret. It's a 5 kilometers from Kent, but Bue Beach is one of our hidden secrets that I should say is a place for surfing. That's where we have youngsters who set up a surfing school, and those who want to explore or who are seafarers and they want to be part of it, they can also come over and then join in. It's a small private school, and then you can actually see their lifestyle. You get to experience the beach life, how they do what they do. Lonely Beach is also an ideal spot. And then in Freetown, we have hotels, unique hotels, beautiful hotels, from 3-4 stars hotels that you can stay overnight. We have resorts, we have guest houses, a lot of it. We have the Place Resort, we have the Hub, we have Country Lodge, we have Space Spirit, Sierra Palm, Sierra Lighthouse, Addison Blue, and a lot more that you can get to see and stay. Visiting Banana Island is also another area, I should say, it's an extension of the story. I think that particular Bones Island is the final port. Apart from Bones Island, which is the first entrance, I think Banana Island is the exit point that takes you direct to the US. So Banana Island is also an ideal place to see. When you get there, you'll actually get to see the ruins. You get the opportunity to see the whales in whilst because it's almost close to the ocean. So you get to get deeper and you see what's going on in the sea. You enjoy snorkeling, scuba diving. Most of the water sports are done on that side. You get to experience, even if you want to be involved in tarpon fishing, you can also fish. And of course, the historical aspects, the local indigenes are there. They're also doing their own creative parts. They have bars, they have their own curios. Go to the National Museum in Sierra Leone, you'll visit there, and then you'll get to see almost all the historical parts of it. You get to see the Baibures, all the local chiefs who've done the historical aspect, that have been doing great things for Sierra Leone in the past. You get to visit and then you see a lot of it. And then we go on to Takugama. That's the place for the chimp. As I said before, Takugama is actually the place for the chimpanzee. The chimpanzees are like one of the last, I should say, the last phase in chimps are something. They are animals that are very, very like unique. They are almost on the extinction, but in Sierra Leone, we have the Sri Lankan Bala, who has set up a sanctuary like for rescue chimps, and is taking care of these chimps. Almost, it's like the chimps are like over 100, and he's looking after them with funds from different donor partners coming, and then you get to see the chimps. It's amazing up there. It's a sanctuary, and then visitors do come in to discover about the life of the chimps. They get to understand their stories. It's really interesting to be there, because at the chimp you can also have the opportunity to have an overnight stay with the chimps, where you get to hear them doing their hoo, 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 hoo. Can you imagine? It's so interesting. Yeah. Oh, but to know more about Takugama Sanctuary, you can also visit their website on www.takugama.com, and then you get more of the information of the time and season and time of when you want to visit and see them. And the Turtle Island is also an island that is very unique. It has white, shimmery sand, palm print beaches. It's a very clear aquatic water, and it's about something like 4 hours to get to the island from Freetown, or from any of, whether it's from Lunge or from Freetown itself. It's about 4 hours each way, and depending on the tides, that depends on the tides, and these boats normally depart. If you're taking it from Banff or the Charbel Island, it is better you arrange a trip with local tour operators who can arrange that for you. But there are different points. Either you take the route, you drive up to the Yagoi end, and then you get up to the Charbel Island. From Charbel Island, you'll be able to see along the way. You also have the opportunity to see a lot of islands. Sierra Leone is surrounded with lots and lots of islands, beautiful ones. Some are habitated, some are not. Some are like completely deserted, but it's all beautiful. It's a place that you love to see and visit. And then when you think of the national parks and reserves, we do have Tiwai Island Wildlife Sanctuary. You go to Tiwai Island, Tiwai means big island. It's an island where you find it's Sierra Leone's Upper Guinea rainforest on the Moa River. And guests do overnight there, and then whilst they're there, they have the opportunity to do traditional boating or canoe ride. They get to a motorboat that transport them to the very island, and there are accommodations you can find there that has tented accommodation. You can overnight, and then from Bo, you take the ride on to Porto Tiwai Highway to Kambama village, and then you board the boat to get to the island. It's also a place where we have the pygmy hippos, but sometimes it takes days to see them. So we normally have campers who stay overnight. We have other kinds of exciting, rare kind of species that can never be found. We have monkeys. We have the Columbus, different species of monkeys. We have the rivers, just the river, like you going on a canoe, just going around, the serenity, the peacefulness of the entire place it really will amaze you. So it's a place worth visiting. It's in the southern side of the country. And then we also have the Gola forest. That's the last part of the dense forest. The Gola forest is a border with Liberia, and it's just east of Kenema, and it has about 350,000 hectares of land space from the Upper Guinea forest, and it's home to about 49 mammal species and 327 bird species, and where you have the Nimba flycatcher, the Gola malimbe, and over 200 species of trees. So Gola forest, I should say, is the last remaining forest in the western side. And when you go there, it's also good for your research work, where you can go and experience for yourself. It takes about 4 to 5 hours to get to the park itself. You have the Utamba-Kilimi National Park. The Utamba-Kilimi National Park is another park. Even though it's like accommodation-wise and the road to get there is a little bit bumpy, but if you have your four-wheel drive, when you get to that particular point, you will not regret whilst you're there. You get to see the smaller, the very short elephants. You get to see the Columbus monkey. You get to see the Suti Magabe, chimpanzees as well. You get to see most of the animals. That's the place that you find them in the wild. Even the normal hippos, you find them at Utamba-Kilimi National Park. We have the Loma Mountains and Mount Bintumani. Mount Bintumani being the highest mountain in West Africa. It's the highest peak, and that's where you get to the real adventurous part. Because when I said adventurous, I mean it's like you have to climb the mountain to the top, and then you get a view of the entire northern Koinadugu district. You can get there from Kabala, the base of the lower mountain, with a four-wheel drive and paved road to one of the villages, that is Sineko or Sukirala or Ifi. And there you'll be able to embark on a hike up to the mountain. It's very adventurous. You have to come set and be prepared. It's not for any kind of adventure. You should be a hardcore adventurer to get to that place. Yeah. But it's always worth visiting. When you get there, you get to see a lot. It's always beautiful. We have other reserves and forests: Kangari Hills Forest, Kambui Hills, Western Area Peninsula Forest, and a lot more of them. We have marine adventures, as in deep sea fishing. Ideal season is January to May. Popular location like in Bonth and for fishing village. And then we also have the sea life. You'll find a lot of them. It's like shrimp, crab, lobsters, tuna, mackerel. I normally say to people it's from Freetown, that Sierra Leone in particular is where you get most of this fresh fish. I don't eat any fish from anywhere else except in my country, because I always believe it's always fresh, comes out to be the best. So I hope this little bit of Sierra Leone that I've shared with you, you'll find it very useful. Other than that, you have the opportunity to have a look at a few of our videos that you'll be able to understand and learn more about Sierra Leone. Thank you for viewing, and hope to speak to you again some other day. Bye. Thank you.
Okay, so that was your quick 101 on Sierra Leone. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to type those through using the GoToWebinar control panel, which is located on the right-hand side of your screen. And I can take a stab at those. And also my apologies for a bit of technical difficulties in the middle of Lucinda's presentation there. So, but if anyone's got any questions, please feel free to type them through now. If not, I will be definitely sending out the recording to everybody later this week, and I'm happy to schedule a call, like I said, if there's anything else more specific you would like to delve into. In regards to Sierra Leone or any of the other clients that we represent, I'm available. So you can see my email address up there on your screen, as well as my phone number, so I'm available on WhatsApp if that's more convenient for you. But if that looks like it for today. So thank you everyone so much for joining us to hear about this maybe new destination for you in West Africa. But we are happy that you were able to join us, and we will be doing more of these regularly. So we hope you can join the next one as well. But I'll leave it there for today, and have a good Tuesday. Thanks, everyone.